We are live, or at least we should be live. So, Holmes?
Like right now we're actually live?
Yeah, dude.
And we're not rolling an intro or anything. We're just rolling with it.
What intro would we roll? Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to Leading Life, the show.
All about living life to the fullest and leading life on your terms.
And in this episode, what do I say? What part do I say there? I don't even remember.
I'm Bren.
You will learn tips, tools, and strategies for achieving total personal transformation. I'm Cam.
Yes. And I'm Bren. So check it out.
This is not Leading Life.
We're trying something different today. We are doing a live broadcast. And we're just going to do like a Q&A. So like you guys can ask us anything. You guys could ask us about the podcast. You guys can ask us about ourselves, about what it's like to be brothers.
What is it like to just be brothers? That must be insane.
What's that all about? We got Alex in the house. What's up, Alex?
Alex?
Good to see you.
Alex who?
Alex Asic.
Oh,
Corbin.
yeah. His name's Asic, not Asic. Get it right, sir.
My bad. So, dude, how you been, man?
Talking to me?
When's the last time we saw each other, and what have you been up to since?
I have been... Dude, didn't we see each other yesterday? Or am I mistaken?
You're definitely... excuse me, you're definitely not mistaken.
Okay.
But what'd you do, man? What have you been up to?
Yesterday, I was just like way off because like that's the most off I've ever been from my sleeping schedule. But I got a lot done anyways, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to light this candle because it smells nice. So just pretend you're smelling something really good because this thing, what is it? Wine cellar? It's supposed to smell like a wine cellar, but it absolutely doesn't. It smells like candy. So anyways, how have you been, man? What have you done?
How have I been? You know what? I've been really good. I've honestly, I'm really proud of myself for having woken up every day consistently at the same time. And
really,
you know, it's not always easy for me to do that. But the past week or so, I've been waking up consistently, doing the same things every morning. So it makes me feel good, man. It makes me feel like I'm making progress.
Awesome, dude. I'm excited we're doing this because like I've wanted to do something along these lines where it's not so formal. We can just say stuff and like people can ask and we can have a conversation actually, because Leading Life seems to be like people sit and watch us, but this is more like interactive and I really want to do this. Hopefully Shane Train stops in and he's like choo choo ShaneTheTrain.com. That'd be awesome.
Yes,
I just want to
hopefully.
How long you been writing, Bren? There's a question, Holmes.
Hey, all right, so we got our first question. How long have you been writing? Well, I've been writing music since I was probably 14, 15. But I just started writing books and personal development material and stuff like that based on my personal experiences and based on, you know, what I've experienced in life. But yeah, man, I definitely love the writing process a lot. It really, I mean, I used to use writing as like a way to cope with my negative emotions. I used to use it as a way to deal with my depression, deal with anger, deal with angst. Like if you listen back to some of the songs that I wrote when I was younger, it was a lot of like just pissed off teenager kind of mentality, and things have changed so much for me, and I'm super happy about that and super proud of myself for making those changes. And you could definitely, you notice those changes in my writings. Like if you listen to Let Go, for example, my most recent single, the context of the song, like just the words, the everything, the feeling is way different from anything I've ever done. And it feels really good to have that freedom to just like write anything you want. And if, you know, anybody out there is thinking about getting into songwriting or getting into writing books or writing anything, I would just suggest like, just do it. Like don't even think about it. And write from the heart, definitely write from the heart. And I feel like, you know, sometimes we try so hard to be something we're not, or be somebody we're not, or whatever that is. But you know what, man? Write from the heart, write your truth, because that's what feels the best. It feels the best when you're just being vulnerable, you're just being open, you're just telling the truth. That's what really feels good. So that's what I would suggest to anybody who's looking into getting into songwriting or any kind of writing, poetry, whatever it is. Write from the heart.
Straight from the heart.
Straight from the heart.
I love that show.
Man, how long have you been writing? Tell me a little bit about your writing.
Writing? Dude, I started writing, when did I start writing? A few months ago, maybe, over the summer. And I just write about happy things, for the most part. Sometimes it gets a little deep, but like most of the time it's just like, happy subject, let's write about it. I'm not too deep into writing because it's literally been months, but do we have any other questions?
Yeah, let's get some questions, guys. Let us know what you want to hear, what you want to know. We got Camille over here on Periscope. I know she's probably got some questions.
What's your main goal to achieve in life? Both of you, says ASIC.
The main goal to
Main
achieve
goal,
in
dude,
life.
that's a tough one, man. There's so many. Life is huge, guys. Like, I'd say the main goal is, like, when I die, the world is a better place. That's my main goal, probably. I mean, like, in general. I could do a bunch of things to make that happen, but that's probably the end goal, man. I'm on my deathbed, and I know that when I'm gone, I would have made a difference, and the world's not the same. In a good way.
Yeah, man. I'd say, you know what, my main goal in life and my vision, my dream, what I tell myself every day is that my vision is to be a true leader in the world and to serve, empower, and impact millions of lives with my music and my message. And really what that means to me is to just be an example of, you know, strength, to be an example of what's possible, to be an example, like the best possible me I can be. That, like, nothing gets me more excited than that. And so my main goal in life is to use that, to be that, to inspire others.
Bam. All right, we got another question. What kind of workout do you both like doing? Says Rachel Johnson. For me, man, I like home workouts. Dude, you gotta see this. I don't know if I can show you. I don't know if that's even possible. I'm like messing shit up here, but there's like a little space that I can work out in. I have a treadmill too, but yeah, I don't have much room to work out. So if you say you have no room to work out, dude, that's not an excuse. Basically, I enjoy workouts that have to do with gravity. That's about it. Like, I don't like weights. I'm not a huge fan of weights. But anything that includes gravity, like crunches, squats, lunges, planks, leg lifts, tricep dips. Oh, there's like a billion different kinds of push-ups. You know what I mean? What about you, Brennan?
Man, some of my favorite workouts, I really like yoga. Like, I really like yoga. I don't do enough yoga, but there's something about it. Like, you don't break a sweat. You don't lose your breath too much. It's really just about the stretch and about getting centered, which I really love. Aside from that, like, I really do love weights too, like going to the gym and lifting weights and like upping the weights and just knowing that I'm doing more and more every day. That really pumps me up. I love kickboxing, like boxing and kickboxing. So like, I work out with my friend Julie Ross, and she's got her own gym that she runs. And yeah, I go in there for personal training sessions. I go in there for class sessions. And yeah, I've been working out every day for probably the past 2 weeks, or not even 2 weeks, probably 2 months. I've been working out every day, and it feels damn good. I love the home workouts. It's really good to get that in when you don't have a ton of time. I get in and work out no matter what I'm working out today. And yeah, man, yoga, skateboarding. Skateboarding's actually probably my absolute favorite right now. Yeah, so that's what I got. I got a question from Periscope, actually, from my friend Camila, who asks us, what motivates you? Cam, what motivates you, dude?
So much. You know what motivates me the most is I have this sort of exercise. I don't do it every night, but I do it as much as I can because it just pumps me up. And basically, it's thinking about life on a grand scale and all the things I have to look forward to. Like, the amount of sushi I'm going to eat in my lifetime excites me. The amount of times I can go outside and like see the sunrise excites me. The amount of times I could hug somebody excites me. The amount of times I can go to sleep and enjoy my sleep excites me. The amount of awesome and crazy and weird dreams that I'm going to have excites me. Like, everything, man. Everything. The amount of like new music that I'm going to listen to excites me. You know, this glass of water excites me and motivates me. And when I say excite, I guess that's motivate. Like, it makes me want to live life to the fullest. I look at everything on a grand scale because people, they don't understand what's to come, man. So many good things. I'm really excited.
Man, that is cool. I like how you get me excited. That's one thing that motivates me is seeing other people motivated. What motivates me is seeing other people create transformations, or what makes other people, grow. That's what really motivates me, is the growth. But aside from the growth and all the things you talked about, which I 100% agree with, Cam, what really motivates me is also like pain and fear. Like, I am a pretty fearful person when it comes to, I'm fearful of not fulfilling my potential. I'm fearful of letting myself down. I'm fearful of disappointing myself. I'm fearful of knowing that I could do more, that I could be more, that I could create more, and not doing it. I'm fearful of basically wasting my life away. And that's why every day I try so hard. And that's why every day I work. That's why every day I enjoy, because I realize that any day, any moment I could die. Any day, any moment my brother could die. And I love my brother so much. Any day my parents could die. And like, that motivates me to not only live to the fullest, but to make sure everybody knows that I'm loving to the fullest as well. Which is something that I could definitely improve on, is expressing my appreciation, my gratitude, my love for the people that are important to me. But that motivates the shit out of me, man. It's like fearful, man. Like, I do not want to be broke. I do not want to be depressed, angry, sad. And so aside from all the positive, pleasurable things that you mentioned, Cam, which really motivate me as well, I'm also very motivated by what could go wrong, what the fears that I have. Because we all have fears, but I think what makes the most successful people is they're more fearful of not fulfilling their purpose and not going after their dreams than if they could fail. Like, failure to somebody who is super successful is not a big deal. They're more fearful of, not trying at all than trying and failing, which I totally agree with 100%.
Woo. Do you have any more? Oh, we got a question from Berge. He said,
the man himself.
Being co-authors, how do you organize both of your thoughts together into a book? Who plays what role? Dude, I don't think we did it in a formal way at all, because the way we wrote our book was just like... Okay, anyways, sorry. I'm like, I'm streaming and I'm seeing like the frame rate. It's kind of brutal. I need to fix it. But
it just happened, man.
Yeah, no, I sat there. We had the idea for the book, and then I sat there one night and I stood up all night and I just wrote like 2,500 words.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it happened.
Yeah.
It's funny because me and Cam work very well together, because I'm the type of person who likes to plan, who likes to have a goal, who likes to have like an action plan. And Cam's the kind of person who will like just jump in head first and not know what he is doing. And so basically we talked about doing this book, and I was like, okay, well, let's create a plan. Let's create an outline. Let's create this. Let's have a schedule. Let's do all these things. And Cameron basically just threw it all out the window and just started. So we just started writing the book. And I was like, wait, you just started writing the book like already? Like, it's that easy? And so after he did that, I went ahead and added my part. So basically Cameron wrote a few chapters, a few paragraphs, and then I'd go in and read what he wrote and, do a little bit of adding of what I think is important, of what I think needs to be said. And then I'd go in and add my stuff. So I think it's so important it's really cool to have a co-author. It's really cool to have somebody else who you're working with, because you get to bounce ideas off of each other. You get to learn from each other and grow. I love the co-writing process, and I'd actually love to do it again as well.
It was fun. Okay.
It was fun.
All right, so that's all the questions we have right now. So I guess...
Tim, I got a question for you, man.
What?
You ready for this?
What? I'm ready for whatever.
My question to you, Cam, is how do you stay positive when the people around you are negative?
Oh, man. I don't compare myself to other people. I compare myself to where I could be, to my potential. Because... if you look at the 95% reality check that Halrod talks about, without even having read The Miracle Morning, I haven't read the actual book. I've read all the other books, but I haven't read the actual Miracle Morning. But he talks about how most people are depressed, working 9 to 5 at a job they don't enjoy. Don't enjoy completely. And they're not happy. They're overweight. Most people are divorced. It's crazy. Like, half the people out there have gotten divorced at least once. Like, half the people married. So I think of other people, like I live with people who are negative, right? And they're not always negative. They're great people, man. But it's just like some people just react to their environment. So when you're around negative people, don't think about what they're doing. Think about what you can do. Because, like I said, 95% of the people around you are not fulfilling their potential. So why would you compare yourself to their lowest point? You know, I'm not saying they're at their lowest point, but like, you know, they're at their lowest point. I mean, if they get lower, they get lower. If they get higher, they get higher. But no, I literally just think about myself. I know that's kind of weird. Sometimes, dude, like when I'm at a table eating like a salad while everybody else is like going to town on some ribs and some fries and some like chocolate shakes, I feel good. Like I get a dose of dopamine because my brain's like, good for you. You're disciplining yourself. Willpower, man. And it makes me feel better because I realize I am fulfilling my full potential. And look, I'd love to help these people, and that's what I'm doing right now. But some people don't like to be helped. They think it's annoying. You know what I mean? Like if I hang around negative people and I try to like help them and say, hey man, just like smile once in a while. No, they'll just be like, dude, you're annoying. Like stop bugging me. Let me live my life. And I'm just like, all right, okay. So that's why we're doing this, because I love each and every one of you because you are willing to listen. That's step one, man, is having an open mind and saying, hey, I don't know everything. Hey, I don't know everything, but I'm just teaching what I've learned, and Brennan's teaching what he's learned, and we've both changed our life drastically in the past 2 years. So, yeah, don't compare yourself to who they are and what they're doing and their potential, or sorry, how they're fulfilling their potential, because most people are not fulfilling their potential.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think for myself, when it comes to staying positive around negative environments or negative people, I think, like you said, it's a matter of focusing on yourself and realizing what's most important for you and why you should be positive, why it makes sense for you, why it feels good. But also like having compassion, I think, because like, Cam, you know what it's like to be a negative person. I know what it's like to be a negative person and be in that negative state or negative environment. Sometimes it's like things happen in our lives and we just don't know how to deal with it. We just don't know what to do. And it's easy for us to just get caught up in negative emotions and you know, not focusing on ourselves. Look, you got to focus on other people. You got to focus on serving, because life is about we, not just me, right? But if you don't have a me, if you don't have a positive frame, and if you're not taking care of yourself, it's just game over, because everyone around you is going to be wondering what is up with you. How come, you know, you're so negative? What's your problem? Like, and just having compassion for that person who is going through that feeling, because it doesn't feel good to be negative. It doesn't feel good to be pissed off, depressed, angry. It just doesn't. It sucks. Yeah. And so that's why, like, anytime anybody's like that, I just, you know, I feel bad for them. I just got to show some love.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And real quick, before you answer Bear's question, because it's a good question. I agree. I want to know too. But everybody who is watching, if you can, click the share and invite button. It just means like you share it to your wall so that your friends can get some of this value and maybe ask us some questions, and I don't know. Also, if you can invite your friends, invite the people you think who would love this. Because a lot of people, like, they're surrounded by negative people. And me and Brennan, man, we are super positive. Like, 10, 15 minutes ago, I explained why I'm so happy, and it's extremely optimistic. And then you had, like, a pessimistic view, which I agree with also. But, I mean, a lot of people they're not able to surround themselves with positive people because 95% of people aren't positive, right? So share and invite this to some people who would get some value from it, and I would really appreciate that. That's probably like the biggest thing you guys can do for us, and we'd really appreciate it. So
yeah, totally. Just share, invite some friends, anybody who you think would love to join the conversation. Oh yeah, we got a question from Bears about my cool hoodies, and I keep this answer short, Bears. I shop at Goodwill. I look at what's comfortable, what fits, and I pick it. I'm definitely not like a fashion kind of person. I mean, I like to look good. It makes me feel good to look good. But you know, I always think in terms of what looks good to me. I don't really think about any other people. Like sometimes I'll wear long johns, like tights, like across the street. Like I'll just walk around town in tights. Not because I care, but just because it's comfortable. Like this sweater, like it's just comfortable, man. Like I dress for comfort. Anyways, we got a question from Shara Jane Cross who asks, what started you on this journey? Cam, what started you on this journey, man?
Success. Just the idea of success. Because I was always told that I would be a famous rock star in this band. And then I had a revelation. And it was like, dude, you're not even happy in this band. But you're happier in like a YouTube channel you do with your buddies. So I had to find a way to be successful. So I read a book called Think and Grow Rich. It's literally the starting of so many people's journey. Is like, I found Think and Grow Rich. But it wasn't even about money. It was just about, hey, you can do anything you want if you have the passion for it. So I got obsessed with this idea of success. And success in my mind wasn't money. It was just being my greatest version. So I was just obsessed with fulfilling my true potential, which was, honestly, I don't even know my true potential. Nobody knows their true potential. It's insane, our true potential. So I was just obsessed with getting better and better and better, and I knew there was no end. So I started reading. I went vegan. I started working out. Started meditating. I sold my Xbox. I built a computer. I got rid of my bed. I built an office. I built a company. So like I was just obsessed with getting better and better and adding on to that. Recently, I got rid of wheat in my diet. I'm eating mostly raw foods, plant-based foods. And I've been doing the Miracle Morning for like 15 days, which I've been doing a morning ritual for 2 years. I just started organizing it more in the past month. But yeah, what started me on this journey was obsession with fulfilling my true potential. Because just think of it, guys. Like you can have, be, or do anything. Like that's enough motivation right there to just get up and go do it. Like you have one life to live that we know of, and fulfill it, man. Do the best you can. So that's me, anyways. What about you, dude?
Man, I love that. I'm also super, like, what got me started on this journey was like, you know what? I'm probably going to take the pessimistic view again because you already took the positive view. I'm absolutely obsessed with success. I'm obsessed with who I can be, what's possible, not just for me, but like what I have to offer. Like, dude, I'm valuable and you are valuable. Cameron, you listeners, you are all valuable. You have something that you can give. You have something that is going to change the world. You're not here just to mess around, to walk around, to hang out, to chill. You're here to do something. Whatever that is, I'm not here to tell you what that is. It's really up to you. You're here for a reason and a purpose, and that reason and purpose is up to you to create. And aside from that point of view, what also started me along this journey is like pain and dissatisfaction. Like I was in such a negative place 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was an alcoholic. I was unhealthy. I was overweight. I was very depressed. I did not have very good relationships with my friends, with my brother, with my parents, with my family. It just felt like everything was mediocre. Like everything was half-assed. And what really pushed me to want to start a journey of personal development and start a journey of improving myself and improving others and helping the world overall, it was pain. It was just realizing that, look, man, like if you just go with the flow, you're going to get pain. If you just let life pass you by, you're going to get pain. And I found ultimate pleasure in demanding more from myself than anyone could possibly expect. I found ultimate pleasure in deciding where I want to go, who I want to be, what I want to do, what I have to offer. And I found ultimate pleasure in doing videos like this and connecting with you guys and learning and growing and all of it. And so what started me along this journey, like Cam, we could tell a little bit about this story, was we were in a band for 5 or 6 years, and we were pretty successful. Like we had 4 records, we had toured, we had played hundreds of stages for thousands and thousands and thousands of people. We had fans who loved us, adored us. They cherished our music. We had super fans. Like it was amazing. But deep down, we were not fulfilled. Deep down, we were arguing with each other. We weren't running. It's like we weren't happy with ourselves. And as a result, we were not happy with each other either. And so the band really as much fun as it was, and as much as we loved music and we loved what we did, we couldn't stand to continue living that life. We couldn't stand to continue living a lie because it didn't feel right. It just felt like, yeah, on the outside, everybody sees us super happy, super positive, making music, making, you know, making people smile. But on the inside, it was like, and behind the scenes at band practice and in the car on the way to gigs and stuff, we were just arguing, and it was so rough. It was really rough. And it come to a point where Cam couldn't handle it anymore, and Cam decided to quit the band. And I was pissed off because, look, the band was my life. The band was my everything. It was all I knew. We had been told over and over again that you are going to be successful. You are going to be crazy successful. You're going to play music for thousands of people, millions of people, and everyone's going to love it. And you should never quit what you're doing because it's amazing. And as great as it is to hear that, it felt like pressure. It felt like, man, these people are putting pressure on us, like telling us to never quit, telling us like we have to do this. We can't have or do anything else. And when Cam quit the band, like you're smart, Cam, man. You totally accepted the fact that we weren't happy and you could move on. But me, I wasn't ready to accept the fact that we weren't happy. I wasn't ready to accept the fact that what we had been doing for the past year, 2 years, whatever it was, however long, you know, the band started to get negative, I wasn't ready to accept that it wasn't the right thing and that it didn't feel right, because I was just so stuck in my ways. I was so certain and so determined to do this one thing. I had no other options. But you know what? When you did quit the band, I went into like 20 days of deep depression, of wondering like, dude, my life is over. What am I going to do? If I'm not the lead singer, lead guitar player of this band, who am I? I felt like I completely lost my identity and who I am. And so that started me on a journey of depression, and it was pretty rough because I had not felt those levels of sadness, depression, anger, even suicidal thoughts since I was a teen. When I was a young teen and I was dealing with bullying in school, and I was dealing with my own issues, and I was dealing with, you know, my relationship with my friends and my relationship with my family. And what really helped me make that shift is Cam. You know, Cam come to me with this book called Think and Grow Rich. He's like, dude, check this out. And I thought it was stupid at first. I thought, dude, there's no way a book called Think and Grow Rich is going to change my life. It sounds like a get rich quick scheme or something. And sure enough, I checked it out and it changed my life within the first like 5-10 minutes of me listening to it. It resonated with me. And so what started me along this journey where I am today is a mix of pain. It's a mix of failure. It's a mix of depression, anger, self-doubt, which turned into determination, which turned into obsession, which turned into power, which turned into a new kind of determination to grow, to be more, and discovering personal development material. I gotta tell you, like, Think and Grow Rich changed my life. Tony Robbins changed my life. Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart has changed my life. And all these teachers who I look up to and who I learn from. I mean, just you guys, the community, like some of the people in this comment section, some of the people who we've met online through Implicit and through our work, that has changed my life. And so that's what got me started on this journey. It started with pain, a lot of pain, and then it started, and that pain created motivation, and that motivation created momentum, and now the momentum's just going. And what I see for our future, what I see for my future is insane. Like, we're going places where I'm not exactly sure, but we're going places, and it's going to be amazing when we get there. And even more amazing than when we get there, the journey, dude. The journey is amazing.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. What else we got for questions, bro?
What's that?
What else we got for questions?
Questions? Brandon, I have a question, man. How... shit, I don't know. What do you throw in your smoothies, bro?
What do I throw in my smoothies?
I'm curious.
Delicious question, Cam.
That looks
delicious.
Like awful, but go on.
It doesn't look awful, but you know what? I buy those bags of frozen fruit with the berries and the strawberries and just a bunch of different kinds of berries. So I absolutely love that. And I also throw peanut butter, like a lot of natural peanut butter. I throw oats, just rolled oats. I throw cacao or cocoa as cinnamon, whatever. I got this all-in-one Vega powder. and water. Like, it's that simple. And dude, I've been having almost the same smoothie for the past
You don't
year.
throw no veggies in there? No green smoothie? No leafy greens? No kale? No spinach? What's your problem?
I do sometimes. If I have it in the house, I will. But I don't always go out to buy it. Just not as into it, I guess. I know how good it is for you, but because I'm getting that Vega powder, because I'm getting the all-in-one meal replacement, which comes with basically all the vitamins and minerals and enzymes or whatever you could possibly need.
No, but you want that. You want those live, green, leafy, juicy kales and spinaches.
I know,
Just
Cameron,
what I
know.
suggest, man. Since I started adding broccoli to my smoothies, man, like just clumps of broccoli, it's been great. It's been great.
Dude, think of also add oats. That's something that's
Oats?
recent for me. Oats.
Yeah.
Oats are huge.
I would do that, but I like oatmeal, you know? Like, I don't want to overeat oats too much, you know?
You don't even taste the oats, man. It's just in there for extra bulk. It's just in there to
I
get
don't
those
need
extra
bulk, man.
extra help. Cameron, bulk up, man. Bulk
I
up.
don't want to bulk up. I want to be light on my feet.
All right, we got a question from ASIC here. He asks, what made you want to start music? And he asked this directed to me, but I'm curious, you, Cam, what made you want to start music?
Me want to start music, bro. I would just say inspiration. Inspiration is usually when something outside of you inspires you, like an artist or a band or a musician. And it was Green Day. We used to like run around the living room with Bullet and a Bible on, like acting like we were at the concert. We used to listen to so much Green Day, and then like Blink 182 with Dylan, Sum 41, all those bands. And it just kind of inspired us. We enjoyed it, and we knew that we could play, you know, like we all started playing instruments. Our parents used to have parties, and they used to play a bunch of, like, my dad's friends used to play a bunch of music, and they were good, and we enjoyed it. They covered Green Day a bunch of times. Our cousin Matt was in a band, and that really inspired us also, going to see his band play and stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much why, just inspiration. And then I kept going because I just enjoy, like, dude, you can listen to music, but playing music is a whole nother thing. Like, you're so immersed in it, and it just takes all of your brain power, or not all of your brain power, but just all of your focus. It's hard to just play a song, sing a song while you're thinking about something else. You're completely there, and it's quite the experience. And I've never connected with a human being more than while playing music. I know it's weird. You don't even need to say anything. It's just like you're playing music and you can connect with people just by playing music with them. And that's why I really enjoy the Implicit Jam, dude, is because like 30 people in a room playing music at the same time, like that's a magical thing, man. You walk in the room and it's like you could be blind and you'll feel the energy, you know what I mean? And you'll hear the music and you'll just be like, wow, like there's a lot going on in here. It's lovely. It's lovely. What about you, man? Bro?
Yeah, man. That's exactly what got me into music, was inspiration. Because, like, as much as I don't talk about it too much, but growing up, you know, nobody grows up in the perfect house.
Hey, bro.
What's up?
I'm gonna piss. So, like, I'll be right back. Take it away.
Oh, okay. All right. But it was like I was saying, nobody grows up in the perfect house with the perfect family, with the perfect life. But, you know, I've never felt more connected, more happy than when I saw people play music. So, for example, my parents used to throw a lot of parties when we were younger. They used to always have their friends over and, you know, just have a little party in the basement, have friends over, have a few drinks, laugh, play, smile. But they also invited musicians over to perform. So we would have amazing musicians, like really cool people, come in and bring the drum set, bring the guitar amps, bring their guitars, bring the microphones, and do like a full-on concert in my basement. And so I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I'm seeing all these musicians play music. And not only that, like the music part is amazing, but what really amazes me is like the way it makes people feel. Like a party's cool, a party's great, sure, but a party with music, a party with live music, live musicians, there's something else about it, man. There's something different. And, you know, being 7 or 8 years old, seeing this, I was like, damn, like this is awesome. Look at how music puts smiles on people's faces. Look how music makes people so happy. Look how music brings people together. And so I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be part of the jams. And so my my parents bought me a drum set when I was 9, and so that was really cool because I'm 9 years old and I'm performing in a band with like 30-year-olds, 20 and 30-year-olds, and I'm the 9-year-old drummer. And it was so cool for me because at such a young age, I was able to make people smile. I was able to bring people together with just music, and that was so cool. And another thing that really inspired me was campfire jams. So one thing, me and Cam both played music when we were younger. I was taking guitar lessons at about the age of 9, and I was taking drum lessons at about 9, and Cam was taking guitar lessons around the same time I was. So Cam was much younger than me, but you get the point. And there come a point where like I just got bored with the drums. I was just sick of it. It just wasn't doing it for me. And Cam was getting sick and bored of the guitar, and it just wasn't doing it for him. So funny thing is, we just switched teachers. We switched teachers and we switched instruments. And now I was a guitar player and Cameron was a drummer. And what really made me want to be a guitar player was seeing people around the campfire jam. Like, you couldn't bring a drum set around the campfire and rock out, but you could bring an acoustic guitar and really connect with people like that. And so it was amazing for me to see how music brings people together. And I wanted to be that. I wanted to be that guy who made people smile. I wanted to be that guy who people danced with. I wanted to be that guy who could inspire people with music. And so that's what got me started. And, you know, we already talked about what kind of got me into songwriting. What got me into songwriting was just, you know, it was a fun way to deal with my emotions. Like, if I was feeling happy, let's write a song about it. If I was feeling depressed, let's write a song about it. If I was feeling angry or sad or anything, writing a song about it made me feel amazing. I knew that, like, if I could write a song about a feeling, about an emotion, about a story, it could totally help me feel better about it and get over it. And so, yeah, music is amazing. I suggest anybody get into it. It's not only fun and amazing, it's also like super good for your brain. It's like, do your own research on this, obviously. But yeah, music is amazing.
I agree. We got a question from Elaine. She's asking us what our favorite band of all time is. That's easy. That is so easy. Only the best band of all time, arguably. The Jackson 5. What? The Jackson 5, really? Great band, dude. What are you talking about? Seriously, though, who's your favorite band, dude? The Beatles, by far, I'd have to say. And it's not because they're so good, you know? Because, I mean, Ringo... For the time, man, they were good. They were really good. They actually spent 7 hours a night playing... Where? Playing in Hamburg, like the Vegas of Germany. They spent 7 hours a night. George was underage, and they just played. And they had to take pills because like their energy was draining so fast that they just had to do something to keep going. And imagine that, like a couple months of your life, 7 hours a night, you're playing music. Like, that's talent. Like, that's not talent right there, but at the end of it, you bet your ass they had talent. And like Ringo's timing was ridiculous. He never went off time. Just the harmonies that they came up with, the melodies that didn't exist, like they just pulled things, I wouldn't say out of their ass, I would say out of like infinite intelligence. Like they tapped into the genius inside of them and they created things that didn't exist. And the reason I like them, like I wouldn't say they're the best band, I don't think anybody should be labeled as the best, but for me they're the best because I resonate with them more than anybody else. Like, that's all it is. Like, their voice, their lyrics, their tonality, everything. I resonate with the Beatles more than anything. You know that music that you listen to and it's like, it gives you chills? Literally every Beatles song, to be quite honest. Like, I'm not even joking. They have over like 200 songs or something like that, and each and every one of them are fantastic. So that's me. I don't know about you, Brennan.
You know, growing up, my favorite band was the Dixie Chicks when I was really young, because my mom was really into the Dixie Chicks and Cam was like my dad, and everybody was listening to the Dixie Chicks when I was younger. And it was super
Earl
cool.
Had to die.
Yeah, but like, you know, when I was old enough to kind of listen to my own music and find out what I really liked, it's funny because in grade 4 I had my friend Cody. He's like, man, you got to check out this band called Green Day. They just came out with a new record called American Idiot, and it's absolutely amazing. You're going to love it. And sure enough, I checked it out. Sure enough, I checked out Green Day, and it was amazing. Like, they became my new favorite band. I loved, it was around the time they came with American Idiot, and I loved how they were so willing to speak about and to sing about and to bring to light the issues in our society, the issues with the government, the issues with corporations, the issues with even just ourselves and our own personal demons. And that was really cool. And at that time, I could really relate to that because I was going through my own emotional feelings at that age. So Green Day really resonated with me. And like Cam said, like, we would just hop around the house, jumping up and off the couches and off the table, jamming to Green Day, listening to the different Green Day songs. That was also in like the LimeWire, like free Napster download days where we could just go on the internet and just download any song we want. And so I did a lot of downloading music back in the day, and I listened to a ton of Green Day, and they were a huge inspiration for me when it came to getting into music, because their songs aren't even overly that complicated. One of the first bands that we covered, the first bands that me and Cameron started to learn was Green Day. Yeah. And when you're that young, it's super cool that you could learn music. And after Green Day came Foo Fighters, and after Foo Fighters came Sublime, and after Sublime came Deftones, and after Deftones came Lagwagon and NoFX, and I started getting into more punk rock and more heavy stuff. And then after all that came the Beatles, man. And the Beatles, yes, are definitely one of my favorite bands of all time. Everything Cam says, I totally agree with. There's something about the Beatles. They just preach love all day long. Like, even when they were in their pop days, it was just preaching love for a girl, love for, themselves, love for each other, just love. And that's what I absolutely loved about the Beatles. But nowadays, honestly, if I'm going to pick a favorite band right now, it's got to be Big Wreck. Big Wreck's kind of like a rock band, alternative rock, progressive. I don't even know what you want to call it, man. They're just absolutely amazing. Amazingly talented. My favorite guitar player of all time, Ian Thornley. My favorite vocalist of all time, Ian Thornley. I don't know. It's a debate between Ian Thornley and Paul McCartney. I don't know, because those two voices are amazing, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, like, and I also, what I love about Big Wreck is like the lyrics are like poetry, man. It's the Beatles are really pretty straightforward. When you listen to the Beatles lyrics, you kind of know what they're talking about. You kind of get it. But when you listen to Big Wreck, it's more poetry.
You cannot put Beatles in like one category because they went all over the place. Like, if you look at the song Yesterday, like, what is he talking about? Let's be honest here. It's like, that song's deep, Songs like Day in the Life. The words to that song, you don't even know what's going on, It's just, there's a lot of their stuff is weird too. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So they do have songs like Twist and Shout that are really and Boys and like those old tracks
that are obvious. And they've got songs that are like, what are you talking about? I am the walrus, cuckoo-ca-choo. What are you trying to tell me right now? So I also find that super interesting about the Beatles is, it's not all straightforward. But yeah, music is a beautiful thing, guys. Like, we wouldn't be right here doing this stream if it weren't for music. We wouldn't be where we are today if it weren't for our path in music and the things we've learned through music. And yeah, I love it. I love it. Great question, Elaine. Love it. What else we got for questions here? Oh, Cam, man.
What up?
What kind of tips do you have for learning the drums? Or I'd say not just for learning the drums, but learning anything.
For the drums, for me, man, it was keep yourself busy. I was in a band. It's the only reason I was good at drums. So, honestly, like, the only reason I was good at drums is because I was playing a gig every weekend, a gig or two. We were practicing twice a week. I wouldn't have been able to do it alone, that's for sure. That's my only tip, seriously.
It's a good point, man. I think that's what also made me a talented guitar player and talented singer. Like, I remember when we first started the band, I didn't want to be the singer.
I remember that.
We were having band meetings and we were like, oh man, we got to find a singer. Like, who do you know who sings? Like, who would want to be in this band? Like, who likes Green Day? Who likes punk rock? Who wants to rock out and do mosh pits and stuff? And we couldn't find anybody. And it's like one of those situations where it's like, damn it, if nobody's going to do it, I'll do it. Fine. I'll sing. And so I just started singing and I wasn't good at first by any means, but like you said, we practiced at least 2 times a week. as a band, and we also practice on our own as well. And yeah, just having that consistency is like, get yourself into a system where it's like you're playing all the time. If you're always playing drums, you're going to get good at drums. If you're always reading books, you're going to get good at reading books. You're going to learn stuff. If you're always going for a run, you're going to get good at running. If you're always playing soccer, you're going to be a kick-ass soccer player. So I just say put in the time, put in the energy, and look, enjoy it. Have fun with it. That's such an important tip. Like, it goes hand in hand with learning too, because you are going to learn so much more effectively if you're enjoying yourself. You're going to learn so much more effectively if you're having fun with it, and if you're taking it lightly and you're not taking it so seriously. So have a system, be disciplined, follow that system, but don't be so rigid that, you know, you have to 100% do the system. Like, have fun with it. Like, have a little bit of flexibility and just go for it, man.
I agree. Good one, man. Good one. Berge says the 60s were all about flower power and love. Beatles rock. Couldn't agree more, man. Couldn't agree more. I think this day and age is all about, not about flower power, but definitely about love, man. There's a big movement out there. Environmental movement, animal rights, world hunger, poverty. Like, there's so many activists and organizations working on making the world a better place. And I'm happy and proud to say that I am living in 2016.
Dude, I totally agree. What I love about 2016 is, like, you can't really have any secrets. It's so tough to lie in 2016. Like, man, you know how much energy it would take for me to get on a podcast every day, every week, and lie about myself and lie about my journey and lie about who I am and what I want to become? That takes so much freaking energy, man. Like, what's so amazing about today is, like, you are everywhere. You're on the internet. There's cameras watching you. You know, everybody's around you. If somebody wants to talk to you, they could call you right now, get a hold of you. And so it's so tough for us to keep secrets or even to just have privacy anymore. And so that is so amazing, because it's tough for us to lie, which is good because lying doesn't really get you very far. And it's also amazing because all the information's out there. It's tough for the corporations to lie. It's tougher for the government to lie. It's tougher for the presidential candidates to lie. It's tougher for, you know, the world leaders to lie because they're in the public stage. They're there, like, cameras on them. They've got people around them every day. And so what's so beautiful about today is it's like, you can't cheat, you can't lie, you can't steal as much as, well, I'm not saying you can't do those things, but it takes more energy nowadays because it just doesn't work. And so there's a movement of love. There's a movement of people who are willing to tell the truth. They're willing to be vulnerable. Like, that's one of my favorite things, is to tell my secrets live on Facebook, live on Periscope, because it just feels so liberating. It just feels like a weight of the world is off my shoulders. Like, I'm not going to come on here and say I'm perfect. I'm not going to come on here and say life is amazing and all these things and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to come on here and tell you the damn truth. Like, I'm having a great day. I'm having a good day, or I'm having a fine day with some struggles. And I love that about the internet. I love that about 2016 because there's so much more love. There's so much more compassion. There's so much more truth than ever before, which is beautiful.
Then you can learn anything, man. It's amazing. Like, I learned last week that caffeine is, like, awful for you. And every single one of the people who are listening to this, I don't care who you are, unless you're like a different species, caffeine is not good for you. And it's amazing. I just learned that, and it was cool. Like, I can learn that what I'm doing is unhealthy. Cigarettes, man. Everybody knows it's unhealthy now. You know what I mean? Everybody knows that the side effects and the benefits to everything, because there's so many studies on the internet, so many organizations where they're just releasing studies every single day, just bombarding you with information. It's amazing. So if you want to learn about, you know, toenails, like, go for it. Like, could be anything. I don't care. But it's amazing. You can learn about anything. Like, is breathing in dust, is that healthy, man?
I don't know, probably not.
Like, that's basically, like, you can do anything.
It's awesome. It's so awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, I'm so grateful to be living in this day and age. Like, my parents didn't know cigarettes were gonna kill you, or my grandparents didn't know cigarettes were gonna kill you until they were already half dead. You know,
Yeah.
they didn't know alcohol or meat or dairy products or junk food or processed foods were going to kill you until they were already half dead. And so
I
in
wouldn't
this
say
day
half
and age,
dead.
it's like
There's possibilities out there.
we have the information. We have the information in our hands. We have it at our fingertips, the truth. And all you got to do is be willing to accept that. Like the truth could be right in front of your face. It could smack you in the face, but unless you're going to accept it and be open to it, you're going to be in pain. You're going to suffer. You're going to hurt. And so be open to that change, man, because ignorance is not bliss. What you don't know will kill you. So be aware of that. And in 2016, with the internet, with what we're doing right now, it's never been a better time to educate yourself and to be open and be aware of the truth. Like, one of my favorite things, like, we got a question earlier about what started you along this journey. Another thing that started me along this journey was just having all of my beliefs about who I should be, what life is about, all these things, having all of it just shattered. And then I realized, man, everything I've been told growing up is a lie. And I'm like, okay, what else is a lie? What else could I learn? What else is the truth? And that is such a beautiful distinction, because when you're open to the truth, when you're just open, man, things just fall into place for you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, so we should probably wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up.
Sorry.
This is fun, man.
I just coughed into the mic. Elaine says, where is the place you would love to visit aside from Torquay, obviously? I would say, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. Tough one.
I got my answer.
What's yours?
Like Fiji for one, because I think Fiji's amazing, and that's also where I just hear so many great things, like there's positive people in Fiji. So that's one. And two, I'd love to go to Egypt. Egypt would be so cool, just to see the pyramids, just to be in the desert, just to experience, like, Egypt is such an interesting civilization. Ancient Egypt I'm talking about. And so just to go there today and kind of see how things have evolved and see the pyramids and see the Sphinx and all those cool things would be amazing. And third, I got to say France, man. I would thrive in France, because I speak French, because I love French, because I like baguettes. Like, France would be wicked.
Cool. Yeah, I have a lot of places, man. Like, Fiji would be cool, because I want to drink some bula bula, or whatever, like that drink that Tony Robbins was talking about. Ancient Egypt, Easter Islands, Machu Picchu, the Mayan ruins and stuff, like the pyramids, the Mayan pyramids. Iceland. Finland would be cool as well. Italy would be epic. Oh, man. A lot of places, dude. Like, the world is insane.
World. Okay, we're going to travel the world. We're going to go to the moon. We're going to go to Mars. And then we're going to walk on the sun.
If I had to choose one, it would be the Himalayas.
The Himalayas.
That's about it.
If I had to choose one, I don't even know what the Himalayas... I don't know much about the Himalayas. If I were to choose one...
Yeah, you can only travel to one place. I know, it's a tough one. I say the Himalayas because, like, that is where... just where all the Buddhist monks are and stuff. I'd totally be down to just meditate on a mountain.
Just chill with the monks, dude. That does sound pretty cool.
It's the spiritual capital of the world, dude.
I mentioned Egypt and, like, the desert, and I mentioned, like, Paris and, like, the Eiffel Tower and stuff. But really, I would love to go to, like, a super lush forest, like Brazil, like the Amazon forest, or like even New Zealand would be really amazing. I say would, but really it's will, because we're going places, Holmes.
I agree. All right, well, this was fun.
Yes. Hey, guys, I got a few questions for you guys before we end the show. We're thinking about doing this every single day. We're thinking about doing some sort of Q&A, or we'll just bring in a topic, or we'll be interviewing a guest. We're going to do something on a daily basis when it comes to the Lead in Life podcast. And I would love to know what you guys think about that, what you guys want to know, what you guys want to hear, what time works for you. Because we're going to be doing this at the same time every day to build consistency, so that you guys know and are, we'll be able to tune in and ask your questions ahead of time and be a part of the show. So yeah, let us know, when do you want to hear the show? When do you think would be a good time to tune in to make this happen on a daily basis? Okay, well, that's all I got. This was fun. We out of here. Yes. This was fun, guys. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you, Elaine, Bears. Who else we got here? ASIC, Sarah Jane Cross. Yes, thank you all. So, yeah.
Peace.
Love you. Bye.